There's more going on there than meets the eye.
Yeah. Let me talk to you a little bit about this stuff.
Okay.
You might think I'm weird because I like to.
Might think you're certifiable, okay? But that's unique.
I can't part with the Hawaiian bouquet that Danelle brought back from one of her flights when she was over there.
Uh huh.
They were just humongous. It was another foot higher, and those dried up ones were bright red with bright green. It was just beautiful, but I can't bear to part with it. And over here, those red, dried roses, those were from Danita's ex-employer, who said, and it was a little card, and it said, because Danita would have done this. And so I can't throw those away. And the yellow one was brought from a neighbor. I thought it made a nice thing there. So I keep dead flowers, not because I'm a crazy old lady, but I just can't part with some of that stuff. And all those leaves, they all dropped off, see? So I had to replace them. So they're just sitting there with gravity. That makes it so interesting. But, oh, you know that's a new sick. I've already read the story to you about that bone.
Huh?
That bone there. That's a new sick. You know that, right?
No.
Oh, that's a bone inside the walrus. Otherwise, they couldn't penetrate the female. They have bones. So you never heard the poem?
Me?
That's crazy.
Well, I am.
No, you're not. Oh my God, I can't believe that. Oh, I don't think I can find it now. I'm not gonna hunt it. I have to mail it to you. Well,
You keep the post office going.
yeah, I'll run across the file and send you the ode to a new sick, and you'll love it. And remember the bone.
Okay.
I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget.
I mean, is it a real bone?
Yeah.
Or is it like...
That's it. When they butchered the walrus, when they usually do scrimshaw and stuff, they make cribbage boards out of them and everything. And that's a real bone.
Okay.
This is the end that penetrates, and that's the end from him. I can't believe that.
Well, they have a very rigid lovemaking ritual of sorts.
Yeah, the walrus is rigid. The walrus is rigid when it is frigid. Oh, that man should be so endowed. That's one of the parts of it. And then it says, but there, aside from his pride, is the happy walrus bride, the happy walrus cow or something. Anyway, strange things happen in the midnight sun, and the happy walrus is one. Anyway, I'm going to send that poem to you.
You know, your memory...
It's bad. I can't remember everything.
Well, yeah, I can't remember everything. How old are you now?
87.
All right. Trust me. You have a phenomenal memory. Your memory hasn't left you anywhere. There may be a detail or two that may not be as sharp as it once was,
Yeah.
but you remember everything.
Well, I still remember all that poem.
Well, how many people would? Okay, come on now.
All right, you want to hear something?
Okay.
I learned this in high school. Thanatopsis by William Bryant. So live that when thy summons comes to join that innumerable caravan. Now I'm going to do this because I just did it yesterday on the phone to a friend. So live that when thy summons comes to join that innumerable caravan, thou go not like the quarry slave at night, scourged to his dungeon, but sustained and soothed as one who wraps the drapery of his couch about him, and lies down to pleasant sleep. And I recited that at our party for the Gray's party I gave here for Smith Tower. Thank you, Gray's Grateful Gathering. And I recited that. And afterwards, as I'm walking around, one of my co-people here came up to me, and she said, "My God, Wanita, I haven't heard that since school days." I said, "What?" She said, "Thanatopsis." She said, "As you're reciting it, I was trying to think, who wrote that? Who wrote that?" And so I said, "Yeah, that was my remiss. I should have given credit to him so nobody thought I did." She said, "No," she said. But anyway, so that was a fleeting moment. She told me last night, then when I saw her, that she was with her family, and she told them about this poem that she hadn't heard in so many years and how it happened. So they'd never heard of it either, and they're in school because they don't teach poetry and stuff like we had to memorize back then. So he gets out his little thing and he pulls it up, and then they read it and they said, "Wow, that's pretty neat." And so see how that, by my reciting that poem, connected her with her memory. She passed it on to her nephew or grandson or something. But that's how human beings got to keep that line of appreciation and history, and you know.
Well, I'll share this with you. I don't know if I've told you this or not. On the computer, out in the universe, there's a service that's called Ancestry.com.
Oh.
And I have endeavored to plug in every name that I could find within the documents, the paper documents, the Bible, the documents I've received from you, documents from Mom and Grandma, of all the names of all the people in the newspaper clippings and their relationship. So I have the names, I have the relationships, and some of them are not necessarily in my line. Okay, I mean they're over here. They're like another parallel line, like my son-in-law.